Scene is really thriving with some terrific young prospects. The charismatic 25-year-old Derek Delboy Chisora has certainly been making good early progress. He's unbeaten in 10 with 5 knockouts.
Chisora here, he's showing something pretty explosive and the fight is over.
Chisora had lined up a shot at the British title, but then showed his ugly side in a rough clash with Paul Butlin. That blatant ear bite earning him a 4-month suspension from the board and put his challenge for the Lonsdale belt firmly on hold. Chisora returns tonight and aims to get right back on track.
I still got my eyes on the British title, the Commonwealth title, the European, the world, so it hasn't affected me at all. But now I'm back in the ring, no one can stop me now. I'm the #1. I'm going to be a world champion.
So Derek Chisora last seen letting himself down here in May, but plenty of promise. 11th outing for the undefeated professional, and back looking to impress with the right sort of headlines against the Georgian Zurab Noniashvili, who's won 12 of 19. Jim and Ian once more, and we join this at the start.
Second round, first round.
Derek Chisora from Finchley, returning from a 4-month ban and a £2,500 fine for biting the ear of Paul Butlin last time out, and hoping he doesn't find Zurab Noniashvili too tasty here, I suspect.
I didn't see the fight, I don't know if it was a little bit of gamesmanship or if it or if inflicted pain, but one way or the other it's hurt him in the bank book, so I'm sure he won't do it again.
Let's see if he can copy some of Mike Tyson's better boxing habits here. He is unbeaten in 10, 5 inside the distance, maybe on the verge of a biggish fight in the domestic heavyweight scene. Chisora, if he can get things right tonight in the next couple.
Well, the British heavyweight scene is really lively at the moment. I mean, the half a dozen fighters all at or just approaching title level. So some good matches to be made for the British title, which we reckon will become vacant quite soon. And Chisora will certainly be in the mix.
Danny Williams, as we speak, despite his early defeat in prize fighter last week, is still officially the British heavyweight champion. There are a lot of people expecting him to retire after that. We'll see. But there are others around, aren't there? Tyson Fury and John McDermott have got that rematch coming up. And of course Mr. Audley Harrison, who's once more very much a part of the scene. But Chisora has to win this. Noniashvili's won 12, lost 6, drawn 1, the Georgian. It's his first fight in Great Britain.
He's very tall, looks a little bit awkward. So I think Chisora's quite right just to have a good look before he decides how to go about the job, and holding a little bit up close Noniashvili. So probably awkward for a round or two until he finds the range.
He has been stopped 3 times in his career. Chisora will hope to make that 4 tonight. I'm sure Chisora will want to be making a big statement here, really, to re-announce himself.
I mean, he kind of winds up the punches at Noniashvili. He doesn't look all that athletic. I would imagine he's a fighter who could run out of steam after a couple of rounds. So steady pressure, just pick the punches is what Chisora wants to be doing. Good body shot.
Just looking a little more destructive, Chisora here. Some heavy looking head punches as well. Not much from Noniashvili so far. Tries to double up with the jab, but he looks painfully slow.
Yeah, nice technique there from Chisora. A little step to the side, just finding some target. Good opening round.
Yeah, Chisora did well. Has beaten Sam Sexton, the Commonwealth champion. Stopped Lee Swaby, not many do that. And beat Darren Morgan, who was 5-1 at the time. So those were good little form lines. The big fights, you hope, for him are ahead of him. Chisora can't afford any mistakes at all in fights like this one. In the Union Jack trunks with Delboy, his nickname, written on the trunks. Could have been an Arsenal goalkeeper. He was due for trials with them at one stage. but moved into boxing instead.
There's a good solid jab there from Chisora. So I think Noniashvili is struggling to deal with the speed of the punches. He is a little bit slow, and these are wide, wild punches he's throwing back at Chisora. I don't expect it should take Chisora too long before he's finding that chin. Oh, good body shot again.
Fast hands, I like that about Chisora when he opens up, and he can throw them in combinations as well.
The short one, Dean, the short one, yeah?
Yet to prove that he's a really, really big, destructive hitter. But at this weight, if he catches you right, you're going to go. Not much coming from Noniashvili. Remember, did not land a punch, according to our computer printout of the first round.
Well, still has that awkward look that he came into the ring with, so Chisora maybe just need to come up with something a little bit more imaginative. He's just trying to punch through the defence. Maybe step to the side, get behind the elbow with the body shots. Come on, get it.
Oh, body shot
the
hurt
face,
him.
yep.
He came up for air after that one. It was only a jab, but it left its mark. There's no doubt about that. Noniashvili didn't like that at all. Being softened up here by these heavy jabs, and Chisora walking his man down. Kenny Curtis having a closer look at Noniashvili, who doesn't look tremendously interested in continuing with the argument at the moment, to be honest with you.
Well, the fact that nothing is done is even, you know, the slightest success. It's all just one-way traffic. He's just surviving, and I don't think he's going to survive for much longer.
Very good jabbing in this round. Noniashvili just looks like he knows he's in with a man who's too good for him.
Well, I reckon he's not very athletic. I reckon he's a fighter who would tire quickly, and he's gulping for breath. The tiredness added to the body shots that he's taken. Don't see this lasting too much longer.
Hurt in this round. Good right hand as well to follow up the jabs. It's one-way traffic, this. Dean Powell doing the talking, originally anyway.
Okay, don't go swinging.
Yeah. Charles
Bonus 10 seconds.
Everything control, okay?
Seconds out, round 3.
Chisora answering back in the corner there. I am going to, he said.
Well, I think he's a young man who's a lot to say for himself. I like the way he's calling out the other heavyweights who are around at the same stage of their career he's at. I think he fancies his chances against anyone, so we could have some exciting times in the heavyweight division, which is good news for British boxing. I just think all Noniashvili needs is an excuse to get out of there. It's up to Chisora to give him that excuse.
And you'd think he might be able to do that if he opens up in this round, Chisora.
I think the body shot would do it. I mean, when you saw the face that he pulled beforehand, he doesn't look in the best of shape, especially around the midsection.
Yeah, there's no doubt Chisora is going to face much bigger tests than him. But again, a good three-punch combination coming in from Chisora. It's a kind of rehabilitation night, this, a little, for him. Oh, and down. This time goes Noniashvili.
I don't think he has much left in the legs. He really looks tired. He's been under pressure right from the off here. Nothing left. He's been throwing a lot of big punches, hitting fresh air. The end is in sight.
A lot of distress signals. I'm not sure he really wanted to go on. He was almost inviting the referee to stop it, I thought, Noniashvili, but Kenny Curtis waved it on again. He's finding this all too much. There's a pained expression on his face, and Chisora only has to find here the next volley of punches. Surely it's very, very one-sided, and has been from the word go.
I think one clean punch would do it, especially if it was to the rib cage, because Noniashvili knows he is well out of his depth. He deserves some credit. But Chisora is punching at his defence. What is wrong with working the body or throwing uppercuts? He's trying to blast through the defence. Open it up.
Chisora leering through his gum shield, having it all his own way here against an opponent who's hardly thrown a punch back worth the name, and that time with the next lot of body shots the referee does stop it. I think quite honestly he could have stopped it before that. Chisora is back, he's back with a win, he's still unbeaten, and he's very much in the British heavyweight mix at the moment.
Yeah, well, he was throwing a lot of good punches. It's just a pity he should have been prizing open the defence as opposed to trying to punch his way through it. But the punches were good, the movement was good, and so was the performance against a big guy who just wanted to be awkward and survive. He stepped in with the punches, the jabs were good, and I think it was as much tiredness as anything else that caused the knockdown. But a jab had landed, so the referee Curtis counted it, which was fair enough. You know, he's just going to stumble. His legs were tiring. Obviously not in the best of shape, just here to survive, pick up a wage. And the referee had seen enough, and so had we.
Yeah, it's a very poor opponent, to be perfectly honest with you, but Chisora did everything he had to do in the fight, but he'll have bigger tests than that one. Main thing for him is he's back after his ban, and he's won.
We went according to plan, you know. We were going to knock him out in the first round, but I figured, let me take the rounds, couple of rounds, and I knocked him out in the third round. I stopped him, and I'm happy.
Feeling any ring rust after 4 months out?
A little bit, but I'm back now, so I'm ready.
Should have been Danny Williams in there.
Yeah.
You're back after the biting incident. Do you regret what happened against Paul Butlin?
No, everything happens for a reason. I don't regret anything, to be honest with you. But I'm back now in the ring, so I'm excited. I'm ready to fight anyone, whoever's out there. I'm ready now.
But it cost you 4 months of your career and a hefty fine as well.
Oh yeah, man, that was chop change, to be honest with you. You know, $2.5 grand, that's nothing. So I'm excited to be back in the ring. I got another fight lined up anyway, so I'm excited now.
And back making the right headlines. Unbeaten in 11. How impressed were you? And is he part of the mix now?
Hard to be impressed with that because Noniashvili never came to fight. He was beaten before the first bell. But it's, you know, he's in the mix. It's a very exciting scene. Martin Rogan, Sam Sexton, Tyson Fury, John McDermott, Audley Harrison, of course. It's a really exciting British team we've got, and he's one of those contending for the titles.
Yeah, we'll see what will happen with Derek Chisora. Now, three boxing brothers